Yes,
What's
1
happening?
second, sorry.
Go ahead.
Ralph Cirillo's benefactor, Sam Simon, is set to compete in the Game Show Network series High Stakes Poker, which will begin filming this weekend in Las Vegas. Although Sam refused to comment when asked by Howard 100 News if he paid for Ralph's flight to Hawaii, Sam doesn't seem to have a problem spending money. The upcoming season of High Stakes features a minimum cash buy-in of $200,000.
Oh, my God, Artie, you'd be in heaven.
The largest buy-in for an entire run of a TV series, and some players have opted to buy in for as much as $1 million.
Wow.
Interesting.
Bunch of rich guys with their money. I don't know, it's kind of cool when you find a TV show that'll play into your horrible addiction. You know what I mean? Like something, it's great. Hey, look, there's a TV show that feeds into my
There's
negative
my
behavior.
addiction. It's on TV.
Yeah, that's great. Like now, it's like wine connoisseurs are alcoholics mostly,
Right.
but it just looks
Excuse me?
classier. You're not a wine connoisseur, by the way. Robin doesn't know anything about wine. She drinks
Let
it.
me say this. I'm trying to learn.
You
I am.
don't know anything.
Oh, I didn't say I knew anything. I'm a student.
Yeah. She doesn't know anything about wine.
That's
She's
what
like
she
me.
does.
No, she
Here
doesn't.
she go. Here he goes with I don't know anything.
You don't know about wine. She because like she hangs out with these people from the Napa Valley, and she wants to be a wine connoisseur, but she's not. And I'm glad
Well, how do
she's
you
not.
get there, asshole?
No,
Jeez.
you're not there, and you're not going to be there.
Please.
It's like, how do you get
have to study.
It doesn't become you. You don't need to be that. I don't want you doing that.
I always thought wine connoisseur was another
Why
word
do
for
I have to be an
asshole.
asshole? Because I don't want you to be a wine connoisseur.
I didn't jump on you and say, why do you practice chess? Why do you have a chess teacher?
Yeah, but you're just getting carried away with the wine thing.
What do you mean?
It's enough.
How am I carried away?
Because right away I go, oh, wine connoisseurs, alcoholics, and you go, excuse me, you're not a wine connoisseur. you thought I was attacking you.
But the point is, I like wine.
Yeah, so do I.
So
just don't know what I'm
everybody
drinking.
who likes wine is an alcoholic?
No. But wine connoisseurs, it's an excuse to be an alcoholic.
But you don't even drink it, you just taste it.
Not a connoisseur of wine. An alcoholic is an alcoholic. They get drunk on anything.
You taste it, then you spit
Then
it out.
Artie's a heroin connoisseur.
There are different, bodies of heroin, and if you put it in your mouth and squish it around.
How do you know I don't know anything about wine?
Because I know. I've been out to dinner with you many times. You know as much as I do, which is zero.
No, every time we go out, we get a tasting dinner with wine pairings, and we let somebody else pick the wine.
Right. All right, anybody know about wine?
No.
Call in and ask Robin some questions. She doesn't know
Here we
anything
go.
about
Now, anything.
it. Nothing.
I know how many twists there are in the cap of a bottle of champagne.
How many, what's a Bordeaux?
A Bordeaux is a red wine from Bordeaux.
Yeah. Name 3 of them.
I can't
course
because I've
not.
never been to Bordeaux.
No, but
I
you
haven't
could've-
studied Bordeaux.
Name 3
yet.
guys on the Jets. That drink
What's that got
Bordeaux.
to do with wine?
Well, what is a wine connoisseur then, actually? Just a wine expert, right? So, I mean, I could see her being a wine
They know
expert.
where wines come from. They know the history of the wine. They know the different, they know like a Pinot Noir from Napa Valley is this, or one from France.
Well, you can't see her knowing that?
I know
No, she
something
doesn't
you
know.
don't know.
She doesn't know about
What
it.
kind of wine, what kind of grapes are grown in Burgundy?
Exactly. I don't know.
I do,
Yeah, because that's the one thing you know.
because I went to Burgundy and I studied the wines.
All right, Gary, ask her a question.
Now, why does Gary get to ask me?
Because he's going to ask you a wine question. I don't
doesn't
know
know
anything about wine. How can I? They're putting together a quiz right now.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
I have to be tested.
Yep.
You do?
Yes.
Leave me alone. I'm not answering any questions.
Of course not, because you don't know anything about wine.
I didn't say I didn't. I know things.
Okay. Sauvignon
I
Blanc.
know things.
Sauvignon Blanc is multiple choice. Is it in Bordeaux? Is it in the Loire? Loire.
Loire Valley.
Is it all the above or none of the above?
The Loire Valley.
What? That's funny that I don't know that.
I don't know that either. Go ahead. And she doesn't either.
Okay, Sauvignon Blanc is found A, in Bordeaux, B, in the Loire, C, all of the above, or D, none of the above.
Go ahead, Robin.
I don't know Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay. Next
Okay,
question.
Chardonnay. Chardonnay is A, a white grape,
It's a white
Hold-
grape.
shh.
I know it.
B,
All right,
found
is
in
she right?
Burgundy.
Is it white
It's
grape?
found in Burgundy. It's
See,
a white
all
grape.
of the above.
All of the above.
Fucking wrong. It's a white grape. It's not found in Burgundy.
It's absolutely every white grape in
No.
Burgundy is Chardonnay.
You're wrong.
Absolutely. I've been there.
Now you have to remove one item of clothing.
Now, I've been there, know this,
So
Howard.
she got it wrong.
Where'd you get
It's
that?
The wine lover's wine quiz.
I don't care. They're wrong.
Repeat the question.
Okay. Chardonnay is
Go ahead.
A, a white grape, B, found in Burgundy, C, all of the above, or D, none of the above.
And what is the answer?
It's
According
all
to
of
this,
the above.
according to this, it's a white grape.
Let me
That's
show
it.
you.
This is great.
You're all assholes.
What do you think Robin knows more about, wine or Jackson Pollock paintings?
Or the Jets or Mike
I
and the
never
Mad Dog?
said I was an art.
You said you could. Wait. You
I
said.
said I love Jackson Pollock paintings. That's
You-
all I ever said.
You said you could tell the difference between a Jackson
I never
Pollock
did
painting
that. You guys
and
said
some
I
crap
couldn't,
Howard threw at a
and
wall.
then put
What
me
happened?
through a stupid
She
test.
picked the wrong one.
You're an all assholes because you're lying.
Hey, this guy says Robin is right. It's all of the above.
Absolutely.
I'm just. This is what they highlighted for me.
Yeah, you got it from a fucking asshole paper
Next
that doesn't
question.
know what he's talking
Next
about.
question. This is good. You're going.
I can't even pronounce some of these words.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Give me. I'll ask.
Hello, wine.
Try
lover.
number 6.
Wow.
Number 6. All right, I'll try my best. All right. Oh yeah, I can't pronounce that either.
Let me see. Let me try.
In relation to Robin, in relation to Pauliac, do you know what that is? Pauillac.
No.
No, I'm gonna forget it. All right. Let's see. All right, here's one. Champagne you were mentioning. A champagne is a white plain.
A white plane?
Yeah. A region in cognac. All of the above, none of the above.
A white what?
A white PLAIN. A region in cognac. All of the above, none of the above.
None of the above.
Wrong. A white plain.
A white plane. Champagne is a region in France.
But it may not be in cognac.
It's not in Cognac. It's in France.
What part of France?
Champagne.
That I knew.
So she's 0 for 3?
Yeah.
No,
got
I
one
got
right.
the Chardonnay question right.
She got one right and they tried to rob her of that.
Sheesh. With their poor sources.
Uh-oh, here's Steve Langford. You a wine expert?
Not at all. I lived in France for 3 years, so I know what I like. But the Loire Valley is
It's
pronounced
the
how?
Loire Valley.
No.
What is-
Loire Valley.
Oh, I didn't
Not
roll the
Loire.
R.
It's not LWA.
Oh,
It's Loire.
oh, get out of here,
S'il
Steve.
vous
I
plaît.
hope your back
Tout de
breaks.
même.
Get back into the hospital and put a heating
he's trying
pad
to teach
on.
you something.
S'il vous plaît.
Why do you get so defensive?
Because you're all attacking me.
It's not an attack. You just
Yes,
don't know
it is.
anything.
It is an attack.
You
I
don't know
say
about
I know
wine.
something about wine and I'm studying it, and you just go, you know nothing.
And I was right.
I knew Chardonnay.
That was impressive. I'll give you that.
You still haven't asked me how many twists to the top of a. You know the wire on champagne? How many times do you have to twist it to open it?
I'm going to say 3.
You would be wrong.
How many?
6.5 times.
Wow, good for you.
I'm going to say Loire. But no, I think he didn't say you know anything. He said you're not a wine connoisseur. What's a wine connoisseur? Is an expert
I
in
said
wine.
I'm a wine connoisseur in study. I'm practicing. I'm studying like he's studying chess.
Yeah, but that's just an excuse to drink.
Oh my God.
Like, what's the point? The bottom line is you're drinking alcohol. You know?
Hey, do you want to know what the definition of a connoisseur is?
Yeah.
One who understands the details, technique, or principles of an art and is competent to act as a critical judge.
That's what she wants
That's
to be.
me. I can be critical. I'm pissed. All I have to
come
do
on.
is say I'm interested in something and I'm trying to study it. I know nothing.
Yeah. Well, I gave you the test. You got one right.
You gave me no test. You have to test me on what I have studied.
She
I
ain't
didn't say
gonna
I
let go
know
of this.
all wines.
No. I want
I'm
you to stop
studying wine.
Stop studying.
And I've actually made trips to study wine.
I know. I just don't like it. Study me. That's
I've
what you should
studied
study.
you.
You should study
I know
me.
you inside and out.
All right.
Robin.
Is she Indian?
Why do you think Howard
Leave
and the
me
guys...
alone.
You don't want to talk?
No.
Gary, what do you think about Robin claiming to be a wine connoisseur?
I think that Robin gets into things that she enjoys doing, and she likes to think she's a little bit more advanced at it than she is. She certainly knows more about wine than I do because she drinks it more, and she has gone to the California region and she knows something. But I think to put yourself out there as, a connoisseur implies some expertise, which she doesn't have quite yet and probably will have soon.
Then why do you think she's getting so angry about this?
Because she got called bullshit and got caught.
How long do you think this is going to last?
Forever.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hyde and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, well, it was a very special wrap-up show. Artie came in on yesterday's wrap-up show. Gary said he was lying, and Artie started today's Howard Stern show saying that he wasn't too fond of that, and it carried over onto the wrap-up show where Artie said he wasn't going to come again. Well, he showed up and stayed for the whole thing, and we couldn't, usually on Howard TV, we show you 8 to 10 minutes of the best of the wrap-up show. Well, we couldn't cut this because so much happened and it was really intense. So here it is, Artie and Gary and Will and Greg Fitzsimmons and me and Benji and everybody else who was in there talking about whether or not Artie Lang is a liar.
Artie, I'm surprised to see you here. After this morning, I didn't think you'd ever be back in our wonderful studio.
I was dead to Gary.
You're
Hey,
back.
Gary, by the way, I think we made up, but what a show business move to say I'm dead to you. That's like a producer, like, Artie's dead to me. That's like what Jerry Bruckheimer says to you.
I got to be honest
one
with
of his charity hockey games.
I got to be honest with you. I'm not so sure we made up. I mean, Howard said we made up, but we didn't
Listen,
never really made up.
I came in here today to really
tell
out.
1/10 of the audience that heard you this morning you're sorry.
Well, what do you mean?
We don't have the listenership that
No. I said this today. I think I made this point today when I said that I came in there today mad and I wanted to say mean things because I was mad, and I said some things I didn't mean.
But see, you have to seriously. How do I know you didn't meet him?
That's me, man.
That's the tough part. Like you said,
me. It's like, you know what I'm like? I'm like David Niven in the Pink Panther. It's all a lie.
But it's so hard to tell.
You have to pick and choose. I've lost my credibility with you and Will.
And others. And I give Will some credit, at least, for having the balls to come in, because
Will,
he's not the only guy that...
I like
No,
Will.
but Will's not the only guy that grabs my ear and says shit. He's just the only guy that had the balls to come in and
Who the fuck says shit?
A lot of people. I'm being serious.
It's not that Fruity Jason, is it?
No, not Fruity Jason.
Who else? Not the black intern. Did he hear me say that thing?
No, not Black John.
I thought Black John was in. He heard me say something, but anyway, I didn't say anything. The Knicks didn't cover, and I said something. But Black John, I love Black John. Any Jew interns? Are you a Jew intern? What's your name, sweetie? Jessica. Jew Jessica. Why don't you call her Jew Jessica if you're going to call John Black John?
You said the black intern.
No, you said Black John.
I was joking.
Do we have?
Right. How do I believe you? How do I know when you're joking?
Are there lots of white Johns?
Especially since I'm not funny or a comedian.
Well, Garrett, listen, you're not a comedian.
Or funny.
I thought you were Jew John.
Do you think you're a funny person?
No. But I don't think. But you made it sound.
I think you're a good storyteller.
You made it. Well, apparently that's not even true.
No, I think. Yes, I do. You know that.
You just said, "Oh no!" You want to tell the story about Richard Lewis?
Dude, well, that was me being. I'm arguing. I'm being an asshole.
But how do I know?
What do you do? How do I know when you're joking? Now we don't. We're in a web of lies, as Jason would say.
Look, you both break each other's balls.
John, it's a web of lies.
You both break each other's balls, but it seems like there's an underlying level of animosity between the two of you, and neither of you guys know where it's coming from.
No, John,
that's true.
And
it's true that there is, and it's true I don't know where it's coming from.
Well, I don't know either. Like, that's the thing. For months now, I have noticed a difference in our relationship because I think you believed certain things that people said that I didn't want you to come on these trips, and that's why I knew that was a sore spot and a weak spot, and that's why I sort of went at you there. I was very hurt by what you said on the wrap-up show. And let me tell you something. If we replay that clip, I think I'd be justified. And if a coworker and a person who's supposed to be a friend says something like that about you, a blanket statement, he lies about everything.
But I didn't say. I said, how do we know if we could trust him? And the funny thing is,
Let's calm down with that.
No,
have I ever done anything to you like where I really, really betrayed a trust to you? Like really a bad fucking thing where like I fucked you over, man. Like, you know what? Already fucked me over.
No, on a personal level,
okay,
no.
well, that's what it sounds like, though.
No, but
that's what it sounds like to people.
Maybe some of the animosity from me comes from. I'll be upfront. I'm not crazy about the way you've treated the show in, say, the last 8 or 9 months.
How have I done that?
Well, but by lying about what you're up to, about like not showing up all the time. I know you think.
No, but listen, that's your beef's with Howard, man. If Howard would pull me aside and say stop doing that,
you wouldn't. I don't think you would.
Okay, well, you know what? Then
would you? I mean, would you?
Of course I would. Howard laughs at the whole fucking thing. He laughs when I sleep. He loves when I fall asleep because it's fascinating.
All right.
So bring it up with him. If Howard Stern pulled me aside and said, "All right, listen, if you're late 5 more times in the next couple weeks, or if you're late, I'm late twice every 4 months, okay, or I'm absent twice every 6 months." He knows that I'm in here most of the time, and it's not that big of a deal. But you get a lot of material at it. If Howard sat me down and said, "Dude, if that happens again, I don't know if you could work here anymore," I would probably get my ass in here. And the fact is, if it happened again and he doesn't fire me, what kind of message does that send to me?
That's true.
Well, all right. So, I mean, your problem's with him, Gary, not me. It is.
I think that's funny.
It is. Tell Howard. We're all of us are serving one guy here. Let's face it.
That's true.
I mean, that's obvious. I mean, as much as I would care if I made you mad about something, ultimately my job's in jeopardy if Howard's mad about it, you know? And I think all of us know that, and we feed off of that. So we don't really care if we aggravate each other. I don't really give a fuck if you think I'm hurting the show, as long as Howard
No, I don't think you're hurting the show. I will never say that.
Okay, if you think I'm treating the show
disrespecting it, but not hurting it. You're not hurting it.
Ultimately, if you think
you're helping it on some days, while you're disrespecting it, you're helping it, which is so fucking weird.
Well, that's what I mean. So it's a weird gray area we're in here. You know, if ultimately, if you think I'm disrespecting the show, while it hurts me that you would think that, it doesn't affect my life at all, man.
Right.
But if Howard thinks that and he makes that clear to me, then it affects my life. And all of us are this. If you were doing something that pissed me off, Gar, ultimately you might care because we're friends, but it's not affecting your life at all. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Right, but you'd still be pissed off.
I would be. And, you know, a caller made an example. I didn't listen to the whole wrap-up show yesterday, but maybe Ralph called up and called me a liar again. A caller said Artie should be more mad at Ralph than he is at Will and Gary. And here's the point. I'm not, because, and this is difficult to put, and I don't want to insult Ralph in any way, but ultimately, I honestly don't give a fuck about what Ralph thinks. Just because, like, when this show ends, Ralph and I have the kind of relationship where I'm probably not going to be friends with Ralph after the show ends, because I might aggravate him, he might aggravate me. We could be great friends one day, and then I say something that annoys him, and he'll get on the air and say the most vicious shit, and I might say something vicious about him. So it's so up and down with Ralph. I just know we're not the same type of guy. I'd wish him nothing but luck, but ultimately I'm not the kind of friend on a permanent level with Ralph that I might be with you or Will. You know, if I did a show, if I went on to do a show somehow, I would hire you and Will in a heartbeat, or be a partner with you on something. That's probably not going to happen with Ralph while I like him. So I don't really care if Ralph thinks I'm a liar on any level. Like, it doesn't bother me and it doesn't affect my work. You guys, it does. It affects me. That makes me mad because I think we're better friends than that.
Right, and it's funny, if you would have listened to the clip yesterday, I said, people, I know exactly what I said because I listened to it again. I said, people are saying that Artie's lying. Then I said, I believed you about the urine story, and then I said, with the jogging story, I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know when he's telling the truth or not.
You said he lies about everything.
I don't know if I said that.
He said he lies about everything. Look at, like, the jogging story. And for a casual listener just to hear that, they don't know what the jogging story is. They don't know what context it's in. And people are like, okay, Artie just lies about everything now. That's awful.
But
it's not this jogging story.
The funny thing is, maybe because you're saying it came out of me, it's not the first time it's come up on the wrap-up show.
All right, I know.
That discussion.
Yeah, but I don't know. That line hit me harder than others.
Well, I wasn't looking to,
And that's what's getting lost in all this. Like, people aren't saying that, maybe I'm justified in being mad at that. I think I am.
Right, and maybe I'm justified that you didn't come and see me and tell me, hey, Gary, what you said yesterday really pissed me off.
Hey, Howard, I mean, Gary, okay, the same way you didn't come to me about saying, hey, when you spilled the high C, what did you say to me on the air? It's more fun to bust your balls on the air.
That's true.
About it. Okay,
That's true.
I mean,
but I hardly put
we're
him
in
on
a fucking crazy world here that we're living in. This is craziness. Everybody either wants to be great on the show or be your friend. Like,
I was too uncomfortable to come to you and say that to you off the air, to be honest.
Well,
it would just be too uncomfortable a conversation.
Maybe I was too uncomfortable to come to you about it. And so we put it on the air.
You look pretty comfortable now.
Well, we're on the air again.
I know.
We're back making great radio.
And by the way, I said to you the whole thing about I'm gonna now show you how all roads lead to Ralph.
Right.
I said that on the air this morning. The whole rap about that Gary does everything that Artie does and annoys Artie started with Ralph.
I know. Right.
And if it would have started with anybody but him, I probably would have brushed it off.
And again, I think Ralph makes for a lot of funny things on the air, and he can get under people's skin. But it annoyed me that, like, that's the thing that you're really sticking with based on something Ralph said. I mean, come on,
because
I like clearly that got in your head and you never let it go, but we didn't have it out till now.
But I'll tell you why, because you obviously know that that's my Achilles heel, and when you're fucking around, when you're not trying to piss me off, when you're fucking around, you'll go there,
joking around,
and then you'll reel it back in, and so I never do.
If you were fighting with Achilles, where would you shoot the arrow?
Into his heel.
Thank you.
I have a question for you about the lying thing, because I think
worshipping cock.
I think it's important. You've acknowledged lying about the drugs for obvious reasons. Who at work are you going to tell that you're using drugs?
This is like Hein Lang, Frostniks.
But do you understand how? And I think Will was trying to make this point. Do you understand that if you lie about that, how that hurts your credibility about other shit? I know you say the drugs thing is one thing,
right?
That's separate.
So name something you think I've lied about that has something that has nothing to do with drugs.
I got to think about that.
Of course, because there isn't much there. I mean, I have a lot of drug addict friends who, when they're talking about drugs, you can't believe anything they say. But, they're not going to. If I ask them if they're banging my wife, if they say no, I believe them. It doesn't. I'm ashamed of the fact that I'm a drug addict. That's awful. But I've been very open about it for years now. It's part of my life. It's part of my persona, unfortunately. And, I'm afraid of losing work, and I might lie about it. That's the truth. The same way, like I used today. If you're speeding, you might say to, you were doing 85, but you say to the cop, God, no.
It's like if a married guy lies about cheating. Do you guys think he's a total liar then?
Yeah, I mean that's a great example.
Well, what do you think of Bill Clinton?
I think a wife would have trouble trusting her husband again.
Right.
Not
if she
anything
knew.
he said.
And all her friends.
Well, if he admits that he cheated.
No. But if your friend, I think what Benji's trying to say, is if you have a best friend, a guy that's like a brother to you, and he comes to you and says, look, I'm cheating on my wife, this is bad, and then you hear him lie to his wife about it, do you think he's a liar on every level, or just because he's lying to his wife?
No, I mean, you would say probably, though, that guy, I mean, if he's lying to his wife, might be a little untrustworthy in some ways.
But if he's lying to his wife to save a life that he might have with his kids and everything, and I mean,
I get that.
I mean, there's guys here that have cheated on their wife.
Right.
Okay.
You know it.
Benji's pretty sure he knows.
No, okay. I mean, you just know it, that everyone here, if it ever comes up there, they're saying, I'm faithful.
What are you going with, odds?
I'm going with odds.
Look, I've said I'm faithful. I was faithful to Dana now for years.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But if someone lies, even if it's that, like Artie's example, you do think twice about them telling the truth in other scenarios. I mean, I was trying to think of other things because you asked that.
See, I can, look, I think you're thinking more morally and ethically about a guy doing that. Like, it might make me think less of his character, but it doesn't make me think he's lying to me about everything.
But Artie,
there's no question about that.
Here's a big issue too. So Artie, did you do drugs? No, that's a lie. Totally
That's a blanket thing. Like, did I do drugs? I'm saying, if Howard said to me, are you on heroin right now?
Right, I understand.
I'm going to say no.
That I understand, but do you understand how it's...
Then eventually I always say yes for some reason.
It's not just that where some of the lies come in. It's not that black and white.
Right.
Because then it comes to other parts of your life, but I had to hide the drug thing, and it sort of permeates to big parts of your life.
I understand.
And it's not so obvious.
Right, you could tie the drugs into a lot of things that go on, like you said, the shrink. Well, you lied about the shrink because it was drug related.
Yeah, it was keeping my job related. That's what it was about.
But we weren't going to fire you.
Well, it was basically. Look,
we would have been we were disappointed.
Look, how do I know that for sure? I don't know what you guys are thinking. I mean, there might be why wouldn't I think you're going to fire me? I mean,
Then why did you tell us that you stopped going if you thought we might fire you?
Because by then, obviously Howard didn't care, and I said it because of look, I do share some things that are crazy on the air because I think they're provocative.
Right. Like even when you called me about the drug test, when you called me at home that night, you said, "Listen, I'm not going to take this drug test. An entertainment lawyer told me to take it. If I take it, I'm going to lose a month's worth of pay if I go to rehab." But no one ever had that discussion with you that you would lose pay to go to rehab. In fact, most of the discussion here was go do what you need to do.
I made a dumb fucking deal, and in the deal, I said to Howard, "Without pay," and he said yes. That's where that came from. So it was all parameters I laid out. Don't get me wrong. When I called you, I was trying to get out of it.
Right.
I didn't say you guys did it. I laid it out.
But how many times?
And I realized how stupid it was.
How many times has Howard said, "Artie, go, if you want to go." And did he ever say, "And by the way, if you go, I'm suspending your pay for, off the air"?
I brought it up. But
I mean, up to that point.
No, he never said that. Of course not. But I brought it up. So that was in the rule book that I laid out, and I was trying to get that out of the rule book. That's why I brought that up. But, I don't know. I mean, listen, maybe I don't want to go away for a month, too, because, maybe some guy will sit in the chair that you guys love. Jackie lost his job, I mean, maybe
Jackie quit.
Okay, but...
And quite honestly, the 50 people that sat in the chair after him weren't as funny as you.
All right. Well, listen.
Sorry, Jimmy Kimmel.
They might come back. A guy might come who you never heard of and be funny, and he could work for cheaper. This is America. I don't know, Or how it starts. Artie could come in Monday and Tuesday. We'll have this guy Wednesday. I think about that all. I worry about losing my job like everybody else in the world. And not so much for this stuff because Howard makes it funny, but losing my job to someone better? Yeah, of course I do.
Can I be the voice of asshole morality? If you were that worried about it, wouldn't you just take care of yourself to make sure you didn't have to leave?
Well, again, Gary, we're going back to why I just got into drugs. I don't know. I got addicted to drugs, man. I have no idea how that happened.
Do you think you have a disease? Because you talked about that this morning,
No,
too.
I've never.
You don't think it's a disease?
I don't. I hate that rap. I think, because there's been times in my life where I've been off of drugs for 4 years, and then I get the blues on the road, the wah thing, and I feel like getting high. I don't think that's a disease. I think that's a flaw in your character. I don't think it's a disease at all.
All right, since it's come up so much, we've got the clip from yesterday, so you guys can settle this once and for all. Hit it, Ted.
I just know what I hear in the office, so I'm sitting there thinking, like, Artie's out of his mind. This is crazy. I can't believe it. And then I hear somebody say, how do you know that you can believe what Artie just said? Which I hadn't thought of. Some people think that the story he told today might not be true.
Oh, that he didn't even have the urine? He was just
telling a great story. I'm believing he had the urine on him, but now the seed of doubt has been planted. That's how low his trust level is around here. I hadn't thought of that, but other people had.
Yeah, I said that to Gary because, I mean, it's funny. It sounds funny for him just to say, so who knows if it's the truth. And it's not to be insulting to Artie, but you can't take him at his word, obviously, at this point. So you can just speculate that anything he says is not true.
Yeah, but real kind of things that he's lied about, it's always been to protect his image. It's never been like just to pull a stunt.
No, he lies about everything. How did he protect his image when he told the Rolling Stone girl he was that he's going to tell us he went jogging? What do we give a shit if he
And it is funny when he says he's going to take it out and slam it around. And that's a funny line.
It could be. I mean, it wouldn't be. I don't think it's that big, but I don't think he was lying about that.
So you think he had it on?
I have faith in Artie that he was lying to us about it, about the urine.
That he was telling the truth about lying about having the urine.
I don't know. That's pretty bad to me. I mean, that's fucked up. But listen, you could play back a number of things I've said about people. If you just looked at a transcript of the show, it's awful. That hurt my feelings big time.
I'm surprised. I mean, I didn't mean it. I'm surprised. I really am surprised compared to some of the things that have been said.
Look,
but I'm not saying
about everything. And
it bothers
you answered your own question. I don't give a fuck if you knew I jogged with to use that as an example is awful.
No,
that's the example outside of the drug use that you use. A total joke.
Because it wasn't obvious it was a joke, and it seemed like, of anything,
how is that not a joke?
It seemed like something to not lie about.
I think you have a better sense of humor than this. Okay, how is that not a joke? The cunt reporter knew it was a joke.
She did.
Yes, she did. She said it to you to create this shit because she's a cunt. You're acting like a cunt.
No, she came here and I'm telling you,
she's a cunt.
But she didn't say it was.
She's a cunt.
That might be true, but she didn't say she knew it was a joke.
And she was acting like a cunt by coming in here and being a little cunt and saying, he said to me he'll just lie if we don't jog. Cunt.
Now, Will, you clearly said in there that you didn't mean anything offensive by what you were saying.
I don't mean to no insult to Artie, but how could you take his word for anything?
Oh God, dude, that's not what I said. I said it was a funny
That's
story.
exactly what you said.
And how could you be so insulted that people might think you're lying about stuff? That's the part that's so ridiculous.
Lying about certain things is fine, but you're not getting my point. Not to take my word on anything is what pisses me off. That's a blanket statement about me as a person, not as a drug addict or a guy with a drug problem. Saying you can't take my word about anything and that I lie about everything.
No, I don't.
Is bullshit.
I don't say you lie about everything.
Well, you just did.
And you know what? I didn't mean that. What I do mean is that everything is now in question in my head. That doesn't mean you lie about everything. It means everything's in question.
Then that's your problem, man.
It's a problem that's not that hard to have.
It shouldn't be in question. It shouldn't.
And I'm not the only one. I give Will
you
credit.
Keep saying that you're not
because
the only one.
Because Will's the only.
Let's talk about you. I'm talking about you.
I'm not sure when you're telling the truth. That's me talking. That's it. I can't say it any other fucking way. I'm not positive when you're telling the truth anymore.
Tell me one time outside of like drug stuff you think I've lied to you.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it.
Because I've never done it, Gary.
I guess not.
Of course I haven't.
So when you lie for drug stuff, that's okay, and I should know the difference.
Yeah, Gary, because people lie about shit that they might get in trouble about. That's human nature. People lie about shit that they think might be an awkward thing to say to somebody, because that's human nature. If everybody told the truth, everyone would hate each other's guts. That's what this show creates. It's good radio. But you can't think of one thing, and neither can John, because I've never lied about anything else, ever. And that's the problem.
So if you were on the other side of this, and you were me, and because I know you lie when it comes to drug stuff to protect yourself, I know that.
Okay.
I should know the difference. I should know that if it's
Gary, have
not possible.
Have you ever lied to a boss?
Of course, but I'm just saying.
Have you ever lied to a boss about something drug related?
No, because I didn't really do a lot of drugs, and if I did, I never worked at it.
Where you might have been coked up all night, and someone might have said you look bad. Who you work for, and what'd you tell them? You overslept, or
I've never been in that position. I swear to God,
okay.
I just never got to that.
Okay, but you've lied to your boss. Maybe you went to an Islander game too late one night.
Okay, fine.
Which I don't know why you were there.
Another gay sport
after '83. But so that's it, Gary. So you lied once or twice or three times to your boss. How do I know when you're telling the truth? It's called using your discretion. It's why you have a fucking brain. It's using your reason. Okay, Artie's, he does heroin. You may lie about it, but he's not lying about this because he's never lied about something like that ever before.
I guess
you want to get on here and be interesting by just calling me a fucking liar. So I'm not taking it anymore.
Okay, you said how you feel, and I said it's tough to know.
All right, okay, good. It's tough to know then. I'm sorry you can't figure that out.
Listen, I'm entitled to an opinion, Artie.
Okay, then it's a dumb opinion. I'm entitled to
That's your opinion.
I'm entitled to think it's a dumb opinion.
And you're totally entitled to think it's a dumb opinion. It's not.
Do you think that I think it's a dumb opinion is a dumb opinion?
It's not as cut and dried as you try to make it out to be, that everybody should know what the rules are about lying. For
not a person in this fucking room hasn't lied, and
but that's not the point.
Yes, it is, Gary. We're talking about lying.
Who do you think? Okay, John, me, you, Will, Benji. Who's got the highest lying percentage in this room?
I don't know. No idea. I don't know you guys. I don't know what you tell your wife. I don't know what you tell. I have no idea. You guys don't say shit on the air that I say. I shouldn't say it. I fucking blurt it out. That's why you know I lied in the first place. Because eventually I tell the fucking truth. How do you know I'm not lying about? How do you know I didn't see the shrink for 4 months and the other thing isn't a lie? I mean, you don't know.
How do I know that you just said it?
It's all entertainment, Gary.
But how do I know when you're entertaining me or not?
If you don't know that, then you are a monkey. What are you talking about? If I say something
so I
funny,
should know that you might have lied about not going to the shrink.
No, Gary, you're picking and choosing what you think is a lie and what you don't think is a lie.
But do you understand why there might be confusion?
No. Yeah, but you gotta look. When we're on the air saying shit, dude. You gotta learn to separate that from me as a person. You just have to do that. That's what life. I don't know how much you guys lie to people in your life. I have no idea. You could lie to your wife every fucking day, Gary. You could lie to your neighbor every day. You could lie to your PTA fucking people every. You could lie to the defense.
Well, I don't know what you do when you leave here either.
Okay,
I don't know what you tell.
How can I answer that question?
I don't know what you tell your sister or your mother or anybody else.
How can I answer that question?
Well, how can anybody answer it?
All right, well, you asked it. Ask answerable questions.
Whatever.
You have to separate what's on the air and what's in your private life or real life or whatever.
Right.
So that means that anything you say on the air could be bullshit, right? If it's for entertainment purposes.
It could be a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's exactly the point yesterday. That we were saying it could be bullshit.
But you see, if it's that gray, why even bring up anything that's said on the air? I mean, you know, why talk about anything I've said on the air?
Because that's what the
If it
show's
could
supposed
be,
to just
if
talk.
it could be a joke, then just say, "Oh, Artie was joking around." I don't know.
That's what we said.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Well, we
That's
said
not
it was
what
a
you
lie.
said.
It was a
Yeah.
lie instead of a joke.
No, you
I
said
said it was a funny line.
You said you can't take my word for on anything, and that's you being serious.
I don't know if it was that serious like that.
All right,
But,
well, I don't
but
know.
I mean, I
were
don't
you
think
trying to be funny when you said that?
I'm obviously the most unfunny person and should be
No,
on the show.
Gary
in the
is.
first
I'm
place.
unfunnier
Gary's
than you.
fun-
Do you
I'm
think
funny.
you're a funny guy, Will?
You don't know me. You don't
yes,
know
I
me.
do.
No, you don't.
Will, I've worked with you for 8
That's a
years.
difficult
you
question
don't.
coming from you because you're way funnier than all of us. So when you say it, it's sort of a bullshit question.
Well,
Will could be
how
funny,
do we-
but he's not.
Yeah,
he's not
I mean,
already funny.
Artie, you've never hung out with me. You don't
He's
know whether
probably-
I'm funny or
he's
not.
the 80th funny Eagle fan I've ever met.
Okay, well, that's
he's not
fine.
even in the top 79.
Dude.
The guy who said he'd throw Ralph off the 700 section, that guy should be working.
One trick
It's funny
pony.
because
Guy had one good line. He's
He
like
called
the
Ralph-
unknown,
he
like the
called
unknown
Ralph
comic.
He called Ralph a heatless fag.
But hey, Art, that's
Yeah,
kind of
that's an unfair card to play though, because you're right. I mean, Gary's right. You make your living being funny.
When you ask me
Well,
if
when you
I think I'm
guys come
funny,
into- when you guys come into this show and try to be funny, then you're coming into my territory. So I'm going to judge your funniness on
No,
this
no,
show.
because
I know if you're funny
No,
watching
no,
a Philly game
I'll
with
tell
your
you what,
friends.
this
We're
show's
not
not
in your-
always about being funny.
Right, we're
It's
not
about
in your
what goes
territory.
on.
The purpose of this show is not to be funny round the clock.
Well, you're doing a bang-up job.
We discuss the wrap-up show, and once in a while we'll crack a joke because it just happens to be there. Whether you think that joke is funny or not, you're totally entitled to. But we're
Well,
not
I
coming.
didn't get the
You
memo.
make it.
I didn't get the wrap-up
You
show
make it.
summary.
You make it sound like we're coming in here trying to be you, and we're not.
No, I don't think you're trying to be me.
Wait,
'cause
can
then
I
you'd be
say
lying
can I
all the
say
time.
one thing
No,
that
we're
might
try-
frame
or
that might
less
frame
funny.
the debate
If
a
you were
little
trying
bit?
to
Is it about that cunt reporter?
Benji,
Oh,
if you
for
say it
9.
again, I'm going to punch you in the
for
fucking
20.
head.
Seriously.
Wait, what? You're not allowed
Stop.
to say
No, stop.
I'm going to punch you in the fucking head. All right, stop.
Wait, why is that the worst thing that's been
The
said?
thing
No
that I want to
bullshit.
say is
Are you
that
retarded?
No,
Then just fucking listen.
I don't understand why that would get you so mad.
Well, because you're trying to be funny and you're not being funny.
Is that the part that's getting you mad?
Yes, the
It's
wrap-up
exact-
show is not about being funny.
I mean,
unless
the
you're
thing
Artie.
I was going to say is
Sometimes. If
it's
the
ex-
funny-
Will, try saying it. See what happens.
If funny presents itself, did you hear Gary? Then you try to be funny.
Well, I guess what I wanted to point out is like if you're going to lie, obviously as a comedian, your premise is it can go anywhere from exaggeration to all-out lies for entertainment purpose. So if you're on the radio, I think it's akin to that on some level. So I guess the definition of a lie in terms of it affecting your friendship has to be defined as something that's hurtful to you or the show.
In your person. See, in other words, if you agree with what he just said, and I do, then assuming being offended by anything I say on the air has to go out the window because something on the air could be anything. If I ever come to you in your office and say, Gary, listen, I'm not on heroin, man. I promise you. Did I ever say that to you,
No.
person? No. And then, because that I'd be a little more insulted by. When I'm on the radio, like Greg said, I'm trying to be entertaining. So for you to take anything I say on the air as gospel and to be offended by it is a little retarded.
So
No,
when
but
you,
I'm not
when you-
saying
hold
that-
on. When you talk to us off the air during commercial breaks about your experiences at the Shrink, should I know the difference? And you did. Howard said, you go to Shrink? Oh, you mentioned whatever.
No, because I did go to the Shrink a couple of times, and I talked about my experience.
Even
there.
that number, did you go one and a
I
half
didn't make up
times?
stuff that didn't happen at the Shrink. I went about 2 times, and I told Howard what my opinion was of it.
So you asked your Shrink if it was okay for you to drink, or you told your Shrink you were going to drink?
That's the last time I went. I told him I had tequila, and then I.
So in your
stopped
second visit, you told him,
yeah, it came up pretty quick.
No, and I'm not. I didn't say that to defend Artie. I'm saying
Thank you, Greg.
I'm saying it to point out that there may be things that you've said to Gary off the air, and it seems to me that in terms of anybody that you have a relationship with off the show, they can be angry about a lie that affected them in some way.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm unclear on how that affects what he says on the air, because certainly Howard may not have a small penis, and Dean Martin didn't really have a drink in his hand all those years. There's certain things.
Greg, I swear to God, I don't even know what you're talking about.
No,
I got
I
lost. And
Why
I'm
do
Peter.
I know what he's talking about?
I don't know. I'm just. I mean, I'm
No,
stupid.
You
I'm just,
have a problem with Artie lying, right? And it affects your friendship, correct?
yeah. Okay.
No, I don't
All
think-
right.
Time.
So what I'm saying, wait, hold on, Will. I'm just
No,
trying
no,
to
but-
clarify
but-
this so we understand
it's
this.
not even-
What I'm saying is a lie versus comedic license is something, and I'm not defending Artie, because if he did lie to you off the air, then that is wrong, and that's something that he has to
Listen,
address.
Artie not going to the Shrink was no comedic license. It was just him lying.
No, we didn't laugh about that on the air. That didn't create an hour of
No,
material?
did it create material? Yes. Did we laugh about it? No.
Yes, we did, Gary. Howard laughed about it. What he's saying is, if you're going to admit that sometimes while I'm on the air in that forum, I'm trying to be funny, you can't take anything I say as gospel. And to be offended by it is stupid. If I come to you off the air and say something to you that's a direct lie that really betrays you, then that's a different story. And that's never happened, and I've never done that to a friend, and I will never do that ever in my life.
Artie, what about when you called me and gave me a 20-minute speech about how you couldn't come to my wedding because you couldn't be around drugs and alcohol?
That's the truth.
No, because your shrink told you couldn't do it.
Listen,
and then you went in there and said you didn't want to come because you didn't want to go because whatever.
Because I was trying to be funny, and I said I don't want
Artie,
to go to
that's the truth, and I don't care. You're not offending me. That's the truth, though.
Well, I didn't want to go because I didn't want to drink at dinner. Same reason I didn't go to Fred's party. I don't go to things where if I think I'm going to fall off the wagon.
But I think you were at that point. You were still doing heroin.
Well, I wasn't. I was not. I was on the heroin wagon at that point. And how would you know anyway, man?
Because
it's all speculation.
Because
shut up about it.
On the wrap-up show,
don't talk about shit you don't know because you're going to get in a bad area.
But on the wrap-up show, and again, I asked you 2 weeks ago, Artie, how long were you on heroin? You said off and on from the end of August till December.
Off and on.
Well, Will's wedding was in September.
What does off and on mean?
But how do we? I don't know, man. But it could have.
I said off and on. I didn't say constantly from August to December.
So the second you got off of heroin was just happened to be the week that Will was getting married, where you didn't want to drink.
It could have been. I got off heroin to go to Afghanistan.
Somebody said earlier, Artie, about ultimately Gary should be mad at Howard, not at you, because Howard is the one who lets you.
Howard runs the show. We all know that here. Okay, if Howard was mad at me, there'd be consequences for what I'm doing. He's not. So Gary should go to Howard and say, listen, Artie's been disrespecting the show, and I don't like that. And Howard then has to react to that.
You're right, and Howard doesn't react to it.
Okay, so what am I? What do you want me to do?
So does that give you a license to basically do whatever you want to do?
Yeah, until Howard tells me not to.
The Greg Fitzsimmons school of, he's talented enough to do what he wants.
That's not what I said.
It's sort of exactly what you said, Greg.
No, what I said was, what Artie said is true. Look, there's a guy who makes personnel decisions here. There's no democracy. There's no real. There may be some input, but it's his decision. Do I think it's a good idea that Artie's in bad shape and he's still on the air? That's not for me to decide. I think that it's an issue that
But when you were here, you said, "Listen, you take what you get. Artie's a talent."
And why are you insulted by that guy?
No, you are a talent.
Okay, and you're not.
He said because you're a talent that you are held to a different standard, which you are. But then he went on to say,
I get paid more than other people here, too. Why do I get paid more than
you should be able to do whatever you want.
You
should be able to do whatever you want.
Pissed off that they don't make the same amount of money
You're
I
missing
make.
the point. I didn't finish the thought.
No, but you're adding your own thought.
I'm not adding it. You said it.
No, I did not say Artie should be able to do whatever he wants. You added that.
No, you did.
I ended at Artie has problems. He doesn't always come in on time. Howard doesn't have a problem with that. So apparently those are the standards for Artie. Not set by you.
I've been late 10 times in 8 years.
I didn't say it was good. I didn't encourage it. I didn't say.
But it's not true because your exact example was that you worked on a show and that you came in late because you wrote jokes that got on. And you know what? It wasn't right, but fuck them.
Well, guess what? If I'm doing a monologue every day, I'm keeping the guy who writes the funny jokes, not the guy who's here on time who sucks.
Gary,
man.
You're assigning a cause effect to that wasn't there. I didn't say, fuck you, I'm coming in late and leaving early. I came in late because I was really unhappy. And when I was there, I worked really hard and I got a lot of shit
I think the exact word was like tough shit, I think.
No, that was not the exact words. I defy you to show me that on the tape.
See, you're offended by him acting like a producer. You're offended by what he just said because you have animosity probably towards funny people because you want to be one. But clearly that's what's going on. You're offended by him.
There were a shitload of funny people before you got here, and they didn't offend me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sam Kinison never offended you.
No, he did not. No, he did not because he didn't work for me.
Right.
He did not. He never offended me by his behavior.
Okay.
But that's a
Jackie never annoyed you.
No, because Jackie took the show seriously.
Oh, okay. Jackie, who fucking walked out on a contract. Pick your fucking battles, man. Yeah, no, it's not a different story. That's not disrespecting the show.
No, but I was offended by that.
Okay, what you just said was wrong. You said someone else did offend you in history of the show.
Yeah, he didn't do it on a daily basis.
Yeah, neither am I, Gar. I've offended you on a daily
no, that's
basis
wrong.
for
No,
8
you're
years.
wrong. You're wrong. It's not a daily basis. You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
I'm right about everything, apparently.
It's more. Whatever.
Garrett, listen, let me tell you something. If you're fucking Ellen DeGeneres or Jay Leno, and there's a guy that writes jokes that get laughs every fucking time, but he's always an hour late. Sometimes he falls asleep, blah, blah, blah. But there's another guy who's on time every day, who looks neat and never has a problem or a drink in his life, and everything sucks. Who are you keeping at hiring time?
I don't know, because I've never been in that situation until now.
If you don't know the answer to that, Garrett, then you're a dumbass, stupid motherfucker.
Thank you.
You keep the guy who writes sucky jokes.
Don't name call, because this is.
No, let him name call. This is how he feels.
There's a disconnect because you have been in that position. You have the man standing next to you is late a lot, and he works for you, and you haven't fired him. Why?
We threatened to fire him,
but you haven't fired him.
It was very close.
But
Benji
why
will
did
tell
you keep him?
We gave him one more chance.
But why? You wouldn't give that same chance to somebody else.
That's any job. That would be the fucking cashier.
That's
not
my
true.
point.
That's not true.
That's my point.
Well, which one am I listening to now?
because Benji writes funny stuff. That's why he's there.
Of course, because we like the work that he does.
Okay.
But he was getting to a point where his work was good, but not good enough to put up with what was going on, and it was close.
So let me get this
straight. Benji, just back me up. Was it close? Was that meeting?
No.
You were not afraid in that meeting?
No.
Are you being honest?
Yes.
Fire him, Gary.
It's not Gary's decision. It would be Howard's
Exactly.
decision.
That's the other point. It's not Gary's decision.
Robert Smigel, who's like one of the greatest TV writers in history, now does occasionally TV Funhouse on SNL, which is like a 1 minute, 2 minute short film. He used to have to show up at 7 in the morning, stay till 4 in the morning. Now he's got the respect and the luxury. Now, I think the problem is he's not saying fuck you to Lorne Michaels. He's saying this is what I want to contribute. If you want it, that's fine. And
is he a full-time writer there, or did they just expect him
was.
But is he now?
No, he gets to do what he wants because he's that good. And I'm not saying that Artie gets to do what he wants. What I'm saying is that is the criteria for Howard keeping him. In the same way that the criteria for you keeping Benji are that he's providing something that you guys need.
No, but,
and whether or not he does it late or early, it doesn't matter.
And honestly, listen, I don't get to do whatever I want because I'm not late all the time. I'm not absent all the time. We're focusing on stuff that's the minority of the time.
Yeah, but you're contradicting yourself, Artie. You do get to do what you want. You just said it. If Howard told you to stop doing this, you would stop. So you do get to do what you want.
No. You think if I came in late every single day of the fucking week, or if I was really out 2 days a week, Howard wouldn't eventually get rid of me? I mean, I don't get to do what I want. I don't want to be here every day at 6, but I get my ass here 98% of the time every day at 6. That's disrespecting the show. And when I get here, I'm always ready, and I'm funny, and I'm honest, and I tell stories that are embarrassing, but I think they're funny. I do what I got to do. I do my job. You know, I used to go to the Tuesday meeting all the time. I don't do it anymore. Howard doesn't give a fuck because it doesn't affect what I do on the air. I mean, you know, that's just how it is, man. I'm sorry if you feel like, I'm getting special privileges.
Nobody is knocking your ability on the air.
Exactly.
I don't think that's what's the question here. I think, Howard shows up for the beginning of the show and he leaves at the end of the show. He's the guy we all follow. Everybody else here does that. You, on occasion, haven't done that. And when Benji walks in 3 minutes late...
And Benji's not late all the time.
No, he's
either.
not. No, he's not.
And again, me and Benji are here over 90% of the time, on time, and we don't take days off 90% of the time.
And we don't do heroin.
You know, that's just how it is. You're making it sound, when you have these conversations, you're making it sound like I'm out half the fucking year. That's not the case, man.
I didn't say you were out half the year.
Yeah, but that's what it sounds like to someone who's listening. It sounds like, okay, we don't care if Artie's out all the time or if he's late all the time. That's what you say.
Well,
Sometimes you don't hear what you say.
Well,
because I'm a fucking dumbass.
Well, the other thing that you're up against...
You didn't. No, you're not a dumbass.
I'm a big
guy.
old fucking
You
dumbass.
didn't answer that question honestly. You didn't. You would fire the guy who writes the shit jokes. You know you would. You didn't want to answer because you don't want to agree with me on it. You would keep the fuck up who writes good shit because you got to go out there and say it. That's what makes the world go around. Babe Ruth fucked whores all night. He hit 3 home runs when he was hungover. That's why they didn't fire him on the Yankees. Pat Kelly did that a couple of times.
All right, look, you're not Babe Ruth, so fucking shut up.
I know, but I'm saying, but I'm using an analogy of like whatever. To hear, for some reason, Howard thinks I'm good enough not to fire based on what I'm doing.
But I think what we're coming from is, Gary, there's two levels that you are not happy with Artie's lying, Artie's work ethic, or whatever. One is personal, as a friend, and part of that is concern that as much as you guys are angry, I know you love Artie and you care about him, and that you're concerned
I don't know
about...
the funny thing is, I'm not even sure that Artie knows that anymore.
No, he doesn't. Artie is not in a great place.
By the way, this is the first time you've ever said to me, and again, it's on the air, that you would truly think I've been disrespecting the show for the last 8 months. You never pulled me aside and said that. You said it now. I mean, you never pulled me aside and said that, Gar.
I don't know that it's my place. It's a feeling I have.
You're the producer of the show. Why would it be your place?
But you're right. At the end of the day, it's Howard's decision. So if I feel that way and he doesn't, then it's not my place to say it.
The point is just completely moot here, then, because
it is.
If you pull me aside and said, "All right, listen, I think you're disrespecting the show," that's what a friend does. You're saying it on the air now.
Would you change, or would you say, "Hey, Howard doesn't give a shit"?
I'll tell you what.
Howard doesn't care.
I'll tell you what. I would try to get it together. I really would, out of respect for you. But if push came to shove, and I woke up hungover one day or whatever, because it's not Howard saying it, I might go to the phone and say I'm not in. But if look, I'm enough of a fuck up to where I have lost jobs. I've made those decisions before. I'm very self-destructive. It's horrible. I wish I wasn't like that, but I
think
am.
you guys are so different in your lives that, Gary, you take it personally that he's not doing this to be hostile. He's fucking miserable. I mean, I've known Artie a long time. I could say, we talked about it backstage. I said it on the air. I'm going through a bad time. I'm not happy. I look at Artie. He does not. You haven't seen happy to me in a long time.
I haven't been happy in 20 years.
So he's not getting off on coming in late and being a fuck up. And I think
I'm not
the part of
throwing
you
a
that's
party.
concerned
I'm
about
off work,
Artie,
guys.
and we all are, is reacting to it. Quite honestly, almost like on intervention, when you see a family member, somebody who cares about someone with a disease, and they can't control it. But there's that guy, but then there's you as the boss on the job.
But at the end of the day, here's the thing that's really funny. I am not Artie's boss in any way, shape, or form. And Artie's called me that for years because at the end of the day, I can't fire Artie. I can't tell Artie what to do. I can't tell him where to be. It all comes from Howard. So I'm really not Artie's boss. I'm just a guy who produces the show, who can direct Artie. Hey, Artie, we're all going out to Vegas. Be there by this day.
And look,
I don't tell him what to do ever.
Here's the other thing.
Have I ever come to you and told you what to do?
Never, Gary. No,
because I don't have that power.
But in the beginning, you were the guy. The first guy, and I yearn for these times again because stuff has gotten so crazy in my life, professional and personal. But, the first couple of years I was on this show, when I first started doing the show, you were the guy who I talked to. You were the guy who called me and told me when I was going to be on. You were the guy I grew up listening to. I do have respect for you as a producer of the show. And as years went by, you get familiar with something, and
it breeds contempt.
It breeds contempt, but I think contempt's the bad word here. I just think it breeds, for me, complacency, and I see how it operates now. Instead, I'm not just the fan or the comic who sits in every once in a while. I see how the place really operates, and I see, it really is all Howard's call. And look, there's been times in the past Howard sat me down and said, he did research. He found the shrink. He went out of his way to find the shrink for me, and that was 5 years ago. I still haven't called the shrink. So in a way, I'm not doing what Howard tells me to do either. Because
he didn't tell you what to do. He suggested. That's a big difference.
But still, when a guy like Howard, who you respect, suggests that, you might at least give the guy a call. I've never done that, and that's a little. He said he's been disrespected by that, but Greg brings up a point, and Will said this on the air too. He was mad at me, but you know what? He's 100% right. The bottom line is, I'm a miserable fuck. I'm miserable. I don't like being this miserable. I hate it. I'm not a happy guy, and there's people in my life that catch those effects from me not being happy personally. Women I've been involved with, especially recently, and in my work life, I'm miserable. I don't like that. That's true, but it's true.
What would make you happy, Artie?
I don't know, man. I have no idea. I don't know. If I knew, I'd do it.
You're a huge success comedically. I assume you're doing very well financially.
In one area of my life, I'm successful. I've lived out a lot of dreams in show business, and I have a lot of money. I do. Good money for me. But that's one piece of life's puzzle. All of the rest are a complete mess. It's a mess. It's it's just a... it's just a mess, man. What can I tell you? Health, drug addiction, depression, loneliness, everything, maybe overstress, overwork. It's just how it is,
Greg, the other thing at the core of this with Gary that I think you're missing is that Gary really, really cares about Artie on a personal level.
I just said he loves him. Through all this anger, it's because he loves him.
And
when you know what, if you didn't like somebody as much as I like Artie, you couldn't piss me off the way you can.
Exactly.
You couldn't.
Well, why? And I feel the same way about you.
What did I
pissing me off? Like if someone said, like the point I was trying to make before, if Ralph had said that on the air, I mean that's Ralph being Ralph. I don't care. But yesterday, that fucking ate away at my stomach when I heard that. Fat joke, man.
No, I mean, look, I've been sober for 20 years minus a year and a half.
Bullshit,
when I turned
that's a
40.
lie.
When I turned 40. And I look at Artie, and I can relate to that he's running away and he's hiding, whether it's drugs or whether it's food or whatever, and there's nothing left. You're worn out. And,
that's for sure. I'm burnt out.
You're burnt out, and you're showing up to a show every day, and you're working most weekends. And to truly recover and get sober, you need time to go do that. And until you do, you're not going to feel anything good.
Listen, man, you know how fucked up it became? It has all become so fucked up. When I was 24 years old, driving a cab and parking it outside the comic strip to run in and ask a guy to watch it to do a 20-minute set. Do you know how much I would have killed to do a roast on Comedy Central? You know what I mean?
Right.
And last year I blew it off. I blew off a roast. I was on a phone with a guy telling me he'd send me a private jet to go roast a guy who's a friend of mine. What happened, man? What happened to the guy who was 24 who wanted that so bad? I don't know what happened. It's so depressing to me.
Well, I know what happened.
And when I think about that, I get insanely depressed.
I think you got it. You got what you wanted. Are you beyond where you thought you'd be when you were the 24-year-old kid?
Everybody. I think Greg will attest to this. I mean, everybody. I think I wanted to be Jim Carrey by now. Okay, but of course. But look, if it ended tomorrow, I could put a spin on my career where, you know what, I made some noise and I'm very proud of it. I wouldn't be disappointed. But of course, I thought I'd be like everybody else. I thought I'd be Adam Sandler or Jack Black or Jim Carrey or something. You know, I thought I'd be a movie star.
Hey, Art, beyond yesterday, what Gary said, what Will said, has something else been going on the last couple of days? Because you do seem like, has it been like some sort of hell?
There is something that happened in my personal life, yeah. That was a really bad, shitty thing to hear.
You want to exploit it?
Right, of course, exactly. Do I want? You know what? No, part of me does want to say it out loud, but I did something. It's really, even for me, a no-no.
Can I just ask this one question? Personal or professional?
Personal.
Okay.
Personal. So, you know, because it would affect a couple other people. But
Chlamydia?
really, and everything, no. But here's what I should have realized years ago is, you know, every story I tell affects other people in my life. So, you know, that hasn't been great that I've been so forthright, but, you know, what are you going to do? The past is the past.
Well, I feel like, again, talking about addiction, you're stuck because the once you become addicted to something, your self-esteem goes away, and your ability to step back and say there's someone beneath the money and the gigs and the success that underneath there, this sounds corny, but you know underneath there, you used to know that there was somebody that was worth fighting for. And right now, you feel empty, and so the only thing that's keeping you going is this stuff that's actually working against you.
You know, it's funny. You talk about, you know, what we used to be and stuff. I bring this up to Greg all the time. The first time I ever met Greg, I was probably like 27 or 28. And we both did a weekend at the old Catch a Rising Star, the one that was on West 28th Street off 8th Avenue.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget this because my family was there. And the lineup was Greg, myself, Jim Gaffigan, and
Ray Romano.
And Ray Romano, right. So I had done a year on Mad TV, and Ray Romano was saying to me, what's it like being on a TV show? Do you like it? I said, well, no, I hate L.A. because he had just shot his pilot. The pilot got picked up. And I said, do you like it? He goes, I remember him saying this. We all made about $500 that weekend, right? Yeah. And Romano needed the $500 you know, and by this time he was already 40 and had been on the, you know, stand-up circuit for a while. And I remember I was like 28 and I said to him, do you still like this after all these years? Like, are you psyched? He goes, well, I'm psyched that I'm getting something that might get me off the road. And I said, what do you think of this show? And he goes, I hate the name. He goes, the name I want to throw up over, but they love it. And I said, who else is on the show? And he said, Peter Boyle. And I can remember the one, because I had such a bad experience in LA, I was trying to say something to cheer him up. And I said, Peter Boyle, man, I love Peter Boyle. He goes, yeah, he's funny. He goes, but I think I suck on it. And he thought he sucked on it. He thought the show sucked. He thought everything sucked, you know?
Isn't that the nature of most comedians?
Yes, that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, now he's a billionaire, and I think if you, you know, and I think if you talk to him now, he still thinks a lot of things suck. But at least, you know, he's got kids, he's got a wife, he could look at. I don't know. It's in our nature, maybe. I remember Greg felt the same way. Jim Gaffigan thought everything sucked. We were back there miserable. We were talking about Dave Attell today. Dave Attell's a miserable
guy,
person.
but a great guy. I would tell the story. When Jackie worked on the show, I could tell you every excuse for the day of the year why Jackie would tell me why that weekend show was going to suck. Okay,
Yeah, right.
Memorial Day, everybody's going to picnics, nobody's going out. I'm fighting Thanksgiving traffic. Kids are back at school.
March Madness.
Every weekend. Oh, I'm in Syracuse and there's a big game. And Jackie would come back every weekend and be sold out, but he would tell me in advance every weekend why nobody was coming to the show.
Yeah.
Well, because your self-esteem is overinvested in what you do for a living, and it's like literally the definition of a persona is a mask. It's a person you present to the public because inside you fucking hate that guy. And comedians become that as they get successful, they start internalizing this. When we talked about you lying on the show, well, are you projecting a character that's funny, or is this really you? And then when as a friend, Gary, you're seeing this projection, and then you're feeling somehow betrayed by him not really being that guy. But which is legitimate. I mean, if you care about somebody and they're telling you things that are ultimately, beneath your anger is your fear that Artie is something really bad will happen to him.
Of course.
More than the show.
Yeah, but and another thing, think about how fucked up you'd be psychologically, because this is most comedians. Most comedians like to pretend they hate everybody. They don't like anything. But inside, you crave people's fucking acceptance more than anything. But why else would you get up there and do what you do? But on the outside, you're portraying and putting off like, I hate this, But you could look at a guy in an audience and say, I hate that motherfucker. But you want him to laugh at you so much, and that creates such a conflict in your head. You don't know what the fuck you like anymore, and that and the stress of traveling and everything. I mean, you become a miserable bastard. And I always said I remember talking to Romano and saying, God, I hope I'm not that negative when I'm 40. Well, now I'm 41 and I've had some success, and I would beat him in any negativity contest.
Ralph Sorella, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, now?
Hi, Ralph.
A lot of love in the room. I just want to add to that. I lost my train of thought because now I'm just dying to hear what the thing Artie did a couple days ago that...
It's not something I did, Ralph. It was something it's news I got about something.
And
he's not going to deal with
it. He doesn't want
to
to talk about it.
Well, it sounded like he almost was going to talk about it. No?
I was.
Come on, Artie.
Honestly, no. I was never even close to talking
I won't. I won't.
You know what, Ralph? I'll call you tonight, and you could tell Howard.
I think you guys are.
Every time Howard has a new shirt on, I think he knows something else about me because he saw Ralph the day before.
Tuesday morning's usually a good time to. No, I tipped him off to something. No, and getting back to that thing, I explained that on the air with you and Gary in Iraq that I was goofing around with Howard, and he went and said something on the air, and that was not true. What you know what I mean?
But you got in his head, Ralph. You did, and it affected
absolutely.
our friendship.
And I explained that on the wrap-up show to Gary, and I thought he sort of understood what I was saying, and you accepted that, Gary. I thought you understood that.
I may have understood it, but I can't get it out of my head, and
okay,
I'm not sure. And I'm not even sure that I blame you for that.
I'm sorry about that, and but Artie, is it really so hard for you to fathom why people don't take you at your word when, why do people have to sit and sort out with what's true and what's not with you? What might be drug related, what might not, what you might be saying to protect somebody, it's not, and my point was when you were telling that story on the air, and I think what everybody said and made the point, and Will made this point too, and he's right, maybe Artie's just making up a story for the air because it sounds good.
All right. Well,
and who cares?
If that's really how you feel, then how could you judge my life on any level by stuff I say on the air? If it's all just bullshit and all just for comedy, then then you really would have to put that aside, which is hard to do. Put that aside as if it's a scripted sitcom or something, and then just base how you feel about me by everything I say to you off the air. That would be fantastic. But that doesn't happen on this show. It doesn't.
Right. You don't say that. You don't think there's a lot of gray area and confusion with what's real and what's not, just in general on the show?
Yes, there is, which is why. How could you? Again, I think there's a lot of gray with what goes on the show. So how could you make an opinion? How could you make a personal opinion based on anything?
I think the consensus is people aren't sure based on a lot of other things, like when you're seeking the truth and when you're not. And like even Greg says, there's, you're taking artistic license with a story maybe. Your job is to tell stories and to be interesting and funny on the air. And,
right.
If you didn't have that cup of pee in your closet, if you did or whatever, I just said it doesn't matter because it's at the end of the day, it's a funny story.
Right.
Well, I think that, this is the longest running reality show in history.
Well,
and the
supposed
cameras
reality
are never
show,
off.
that's the point.
No, but I watched American Idol last night, which I haven't seen in years, and these chicks are fighting and screaming and crying, and I thought, people don't act like that. This show raises the stakes. I think you've talked about it. There's times where you might be experiencing something, you might actually push the envelope just to see if it becomes a story on the radio. I mean,
Sure.
it spills over both directions.
And Howard, and I'm not judging him on any level for this because he's a showman before anything, but I mean, Howard encourages that behavior from all of us. I mean, so, when John used to come in and rat on people, Howard loved it. He's not going to get mad at John the way the guy was who he ratted on is. So, look, I mean, it's a great I think it's like a great human experiment here. And
yeah, I mean, Howard completely encourages all that. I mean, Sal running into the mall and making an announcement.
The best example of that was after you guys had this fight this morning. You saw that smile on Howard's face.
Of course, and he loved it. And he says he loves it. But on any other listen, Howard. The brilliance of what Howard did here is he's created a show where even rejected bits that he hates could become funny within the context of the show. Like if Sal pitched something comparable to the Nick Gers thing at a meeting at the Tonight Show or at Saturday Night Live or wherever, they go, no, we're not doing this. And it would never see the light of day. Howard's created a situation where it can see the light of day by Howard goofing on it and all of us goofing on it. So Sal then goes in his head, look, I should do something like that again because it was just an hour of funny shit. And that's how he thinks. And when he has to make that judgment again, he's going to go for it because Howard, it's rare that Howard rejects something because Howard's going, look, this is all interesting. It might be interesting for the audience to hear why I rejected this. So I'll play it and get their opinion. And that's a rare thing. That doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, and you're completely right about there's a lot of misdirected anger that goes on around that show. And if you're Gary, if you're mad at Artie for disrespecting the show, that's on Howard, not on Artie.
That's my point.
Howard lets him do whatever Artie's going to do. What Artie's going to do.
Look,
Artie can attack people and get away with it.
And we all, thank you. Yeah. And we're all hypocrites on this level. Where if and I put myself in this category. If we're mad at somebody for something that Howard clearly does himself, we won't yell at Howard about it. We'll yell at the other person about it because that's it. I mean, that's just how it is. That was the point I was trying to make with me spilling the high C that, there's times where you've been mad that you're picking up Howard's toothpicks and shit. You could have easily said that to him, but you're not, because, we all do the same thing. And that misdirected anger, I think, creates a lot of frustration. And then when there's someone you feel it's all right to yell at that isn't Howard, you just go crazy, because we get nuts. I don't know.
I mean, it's almost like the banking crisis now where these CEOs are still taking $100 million bonuses. Meanwhile, they drove the company to the ground. And it's a little, not that you're driving this company to the ground. I mean, it's actually good entertainment.
Somebody is.
Let me check my stock price.
It ain't me.
By Gary's definition and by anybody's definition, you're not certainly there's not many jobs where you can admit to having drug use and whatever and keep your job.
Let me give you an example of what I just said, that we're all hypocrites. And this was me yesterday. Yesterday, and I might get shit from Howard about this, but I'm just going to say it because it's a great example of what I was just saying, and I'm at fault with it. When he was saying, who do we have in? And he said, David Brenner.
Yes.
And Brenner's going, for years, David Brenner lied about his age, and we're all going, we all knew you were lying about your age. Gary's caps. Gary said, who told you I wear caps? Gary, everyone knows you wear caps. I felt like saying before Brenner came in, like, look, who didn't know Howard got a nose job? I mean, that's the most obvious nose job in the history. Did you ever look at his schnoz on some of those fucking Channel 9 shows? There's a hook in the fucking
John Hein masturbates.
I mean, listen, as a fan, okay, as a fan, when I came in here and met Howard, I'm like, my God, that's a a nose job. I mean,
wonderful nose job.
I can remember being at Dag Hammarskjöld Plaza. I was 2 feet from the guy. His nose was extraordinary. You could have caught fish with the fucking thing. And you know, and look, he's a guy who, like all of us, has some vanity. He got some money, and it's a great nose job. His nose, he looks like a shiksa, for Christ's sake. But I felt like saying that, and I think that would have been funny to say, but I didn't have the balls to say it. I thought he'd get mad at me, and I didn't say it there, but I said it here, and we'll play it Monday.
And Garrett, based on what Artie just said, when you guys think Artie lies about the drugs, and then you extrapolate it to Artie lies about everything, when Howard kept that quiet.
No, that's not what we said, or Gary
this
said.
This is what happens, Benji. That's not what anybody said.
Yeah.
Nobody said Artie lies about everything. They said we're not sure what to believe, which is a huge difference.
You said You said yesterday Artie has no credibility.
No, but no. What
I said
happened
he has
was
low
what happened
credibility.
was.
No, I'm talking
see,
about Ralph
this is a situation where Gary might have not realized. We just replayed it, and Gary said that exact thing.
I did, and it's not what I meant. What I meant was I didn't mean that Artie lies about everything,
And that's what I got
meant.
mad at.
But what I do mean is that everything that Artie says could be questioned.
Right.
But so
Which is
what
different
I
than
just
the-
said,
than
when
you
Artie
lying
was
about
brought
it.
up about the nose thing, Howard lied about that for years. Does that make you question everything he said?
I know. You know what? That's an excellent point. Howard told us all. I've never had plastic
Well,
surgery.
this goes back to your example.
And Robin was the best because when the revelations came out, she was like, "Your revelation is not that you had a fucking nose," because she knew. Of course,
But
she knew.
it's not just one lie. If Howard lied about the nose job, and that was the end of it, that's one thing. If you then
You don't
ask
think he lied
Howard,
about anything else?
Howard, did you get your face pulled back? And he said no repeatedly for
Yeah,
3
no,
months,
no,
and then he comes out, you know what, I did
He
get my
said
face
no
pulled back.
repeatedly for 7 years.
About what?
His plastic surgery.
What nose job? That's what we're talking about. I'm
Yeah,
talking
but
about
every time it came up, anything in that area.
Yeah,
I will
for
never
7
get
years,
married.
For 7
I will
years.
never get.
Well, that wasn't a lie. That
Well,
was
that wasn't a lie.
That's-
That was-
you can't throw
That's
that
life.
on.
But for 7 years, he told a direct lie. Why? Because it would have affected him in a negative way. You know how many phone callers in the 4 years I was at regular radio called and said, "You've had plastic surgery," and he went, "No." That's a lie. That's a lie that's helping yourself. you know?
Artie, when he got that, my mom saw him on TV. My mom calls me, goes, "Howard got a nose job." That like a week later, I go, "No, I don't know what you're talking about."
And I'm glad he did. He looks. You know what? He looks good. Howard has a look now that he developed. But quite frankly, of course, I need work. I need a few chins taken off.
All right, well,
But-
now, if there's a consensus then that there is artistic license on this show, and that everybody
Howard
lies to
lying
some
about his
degree.
nose job is not
All right,
artistic license.
But I mean, look, Lucy.
That's a lie.
Lucy pretends to have a mustache so she can be in the show. It's comedy. People lie. It becomes funny.
Lucy didn't have a real mustache.
No. See, the thing is,
Who's
she
Lucy?
wanted to. No, the
Lucille
point is, then,
Who's Lucy?
Gary, you have to look at
Lucille Ball.
look at your anger then and say, okay, what are the options for this anger then? It's not that, it's not that Artie is fucking up the show in your eyes. It's not that he's not working as hard as you, which leaves the options of you care about him a lot and you're so worried that you're actually getting angry because you can't control it, or you feel like it's bad for the radio show.
No, it's not bad for the radio.
Right,
So
'cause
then it's that you
where
care
you're
about.
Not bad for
That's
the
where you're
radio.
conflicted about it. You're like, do I let this guy who I really think is falling apart keep doing this because it's good for the show, or do I personally go and say, look, you got to go to rehab, which may not be as entertaining, but personally helps him. So that's got to be something you battle in your head all the time.
I'll
too.
tell you right up front, and Howard will back me up on this. A year ago, if I were the one making the decision, I would have made you go to rehab.
Right.
And Howard has even said, when Howard says that I've had those conversations with him, they're not like, fuck Artie. They're like, I'm worried about Artie.
Gary, I never thought they were like fuck Artie.
No, but
I know that, man.
But
I know.
I've had probably a half a dozen times in the last year, I go, dude, I am really worried about Artie. I think he's in a bad fucking place, and maybe we should do something. Howard's like, do what? He comes to work when he's supposed to come to work. What do I? Why is it my place to tell him what to do?
And you've never been angry at Artie that he's missed work. I mean, you've been concerned about it, and we speculated on the show, but there's no anger like, oh, he's at work, and we're at work, and he's not. No,
I know what you're saying, but yeah, I know. But what he said before, he said that you feel I disrespected the show. That to me indicates a little hostility. And look, you should have it. I'm not saying you're wrong for that.
Ralph, hold on. Mark in North Carolina, you're on the wrap-up show. Mark, are you there?
Yes. Good morning, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Good morning.
Hey, first off, everyone loves Artie. I love you, Artie. Big thing for me, two things I noticed from a fan's perspective. Number one, when Artie gets really mad with anybody, with Teddy, and today with Gary, he brought up the money situation. And when Artie really gets that boiling point before he throws something, it tends to be about money. And I think obviously when Artie first got on board, he didn't think he should make as much as Gary. But after all these years and all his success, there still seems to be something he pokes fun at with Gary. I don't think it's a situation where he's going after Achilles' heel, like with the whole Afghanistan trip. I think there's some truth to that. And secondly, for Gary, my only thing was already missing time. I believe it's with Howard as well. It's on Howard, but why don't we have someone to fill in whenever he's out? And I'll listen to that. Thank you.
All right, thanks for your call, then.
Well,
Mike.
I'll answer the back end of it. I think that when Artie's out, I don't think Howard feels a need to fill the spot. I think it's just like when Artie's here, he's here, and when he's not, he's not. And it's also not like I have a guy who lives around the corner that I'll call
Look, the
when Artie says he's not coming in.
The show was number one and the greatest show ever when I grew up, and no one talked but Howard and Robin 90% of the time. The show would be fine, but it's not my decision. You could have any, people could sit in there. And does that worry me? Yeah, it might worry me a little bit, but I don't think. You see, you got to realize if Howard's having some stranger in there, and I get what he's talking about, he's got to. He's going to feel the necessity to interview that person, to pay attention to them, to learn about them, and he doesn't want to do that. That takes away from the show. It's annoying, I would assume.
And Artie, do you always go to the money before throwing something? Was that caller right in speculating on that?
The one time that I've thrown something, or the two times, did I go to money right before I threw something at Sal? No. Well, he's 50-50.
But that was a weird shot you took at me this morning.
Yeah. Well, look,
because then I don't. Here's the funny thing, Artie. I swear on the life of my children, I don't know how much money you make. I don't know that,
but I know how much you make because of a mistake here.
But I don't know that you know that. I know you think you know
Let's
it.
write down how much we make.
Yeah.
It's a mistake how much Gary makes?
I make $50,000 less than you a year. So now you know.
But I don't know that. I know that you just said that.
I did the math because I know what you made.
And this isn't drug related, so you
I make
can believe
$50,000 less a year.
I genuinely don't know the answer.
Although I was on drugs looking at your chest. All right, I got to get out of here. I got to go see the book.
Well, I mean, the money thing always comes up. Like, I've been to therapy.
But it's not an issue for me, but apparently
I'm saying
if
for
I make
Artie,
more than Artie, then it shouldn't be.
If his identity is, like I said, so much in your career, that money represents everything you've given up. Happiness, personal life, relationships. So when it gets fucked with, it's a lightning rod.
Listen, I've said this before. If I could make the money I make on the road, I might be bitching about money here. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, I choose to do the road a lot and take that schedule because honestly, out of respect for Howard, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy bitching about money.
Could you make the money on the road that you make if you weren't here?
No, absolutely not.
Or could you have gotten the book deal if you weren't here?
No
I mean,
way.
you could have gotten the book deal.
Look, that's not what I just said. That's not what I just said.
No, but I'm saying that you make money here, but also
no way,
because
nothing.
You're here.
Listen. I think it's even worse than that. I'd be fucking driving a cab if it wasn't for the show again.
No, you wouldn't be driving a cab.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying that the fact of the matter is, I do have to fly to St. Louis one weekend, and I do that because I'd like to
define have to. Do you have to?
Garrett, okay, would you do what I do if it meant quadrupling your paycheck? Quadrupling your paycheck.
I would, but if I got to the point
so that's what I mean.
If I got to the point where it was making me miserable, which it clearly does make you miserable.
I'd be miserable without it.
I might rethink it.
I might as well be miserable. I might as well be miserable in Phoenix.
I'll give you a perfect example. I could have
Look at that nose job.
Oh, no. He's got to get it. Howard's outside the window right now looking at us. You know what it's like? It's like a kid with an ant farm and just watching his ants fighting.
All right. Artie, can I just say one thing?
He wasn't listening to this, was he?
No.
I'm going to deal with that Monday. I'll be fucking fired Monday.
If I wanted to, I could continue to do personal appearances and probably make more than I did when I was at K-Rock.
Yeah, but
I would rather
quadruple your fucking... No. I'm talking about,
serious money.
I mean, God, we're talking life-changing money. That's why I feel I have to.
Right, but the flip side of it is what's also changing your life is how much it fucking bothers you.
All right, but what if I know I'd be miserable anyway sitting at home?
Then you should just go and do the
well, that's the thing. That's the problem. I'm miserable. I can't fucking... Sirius owes me some money here. That's what I'm saying.
Do you feel any better after that conversation, Gary?
I feel physically exhausted, and I felt that way after this morning. It's physically exhausting, even though it's only words. I don't know. I mean, Artie and I came to sort of, I guess, an uneasy truce. But if Artie wasn't here, I would have come in and I would have said, is Artie dead to me? Well, of course not. I'm going to deal with Artie all the time, but I don't know that we fully made up. Howard said we made up this morning. What I hope will happen is we'll just, try to start over again.
You looked like you were seriously. I know you looked like you were about to cry. Like
No,
during
I
the-
wasn't about to
you
cry.
did-
No.
kill you.
Well,
yeah, right.
Well, what's left unresolved to you? In what way can you make this right?
I think that what we finally came to here is that we both agree to disagree. He says not telling the truth because he's protecting himself. I should understand all the levels of it. I'm saying I shouldn't. We sort of come to that agreement now, and I now will look at things in a different way when we talk.
And you won't be calling him a liar on the wrap-up show again.
not unless he's here.
All right, we don't have a lot of time, so I want to get a couple calls in real quick. Tim in Pennsylvania, real quick. You're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, hey guys. It seems to me, just listening to all this back and forth between Gary and Artie over the past months and whatever, that Gary just seems so jealous of the leniency that Artie gets because Gary's just been under Howard's boot for so long and he never got cut a break.
That's not true. I'm not jealous of the leniency. There's just the rules have always been the same for everyone here, more or less, until Artie. When it comes to the whole be at work, be on time thing.
Leonard in Texas, you're on the wrap-up show.
Well, good morning, guys.
Hey, Leonard.
And I got an answer to Artie's riddle. So, Gary, the answer you should have given him when he was saying, who do you fire, the one that's a bad writer or the one that has bad attendance? The answer is you fire both based on performance issues, and you hire somebody that is a good writer and dependable. It's hard to do that with a word manipulator like Artie. That's an addict's trait. But that's the answer. You fire them both. And you
Yeah,
hire somebody that's more
it's not always that easy, and sometimes you do put up with bad behavior for a period of time if it's getting you what you need.
John in L.A., you've got the last call on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, I just want to say it was pretty shitty what Gary was warning Howard that Artie would turn on him. It just wasn't right for him to, say that. I think, Gary, you're just a big lip, giant tooth, smelly 8-man motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Movie collection.
Have me do. I think it's going to be something to do with music trivia, maybe Brady Bunch trivia, and then hopefully he won't ask me to spin the wheel of sex. It should be interesting.
So, John, you nervous at all?
Only because I have no idea where it's going.
It can go anywhere with Howard, right?
Yeah.
So, what's your special talent?
I have a Rolodex of useless knowledge in my head that'll never come in handy in real life. Anything from music to movies to dates, facts, figures, trivia, all that stuff.
And the guys are going to try to stump you today?
I think they're going to take some calls so we can see if anybody has less of a life than I did as a kid growing up.
All right, man. Well, good luck in that
Thanks.
today.
Here's John Zellner. He's Senior VP of Music Programming at SiriusXM. Gary said to me, he was in the halls, he's walking around, and Harvey Leeds goes, hey, you got to meet this guy. Tell him when you were born. He tells him, boom, the guy knows right away to hit record. And then the guy says to him, that's not even my real skill. My real skill is I can answer any Brady Bunch question.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing?
Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the Brady Bunch, but I could probably research and get a bunch of questions.
Okay.
I know a little bit about it. And I'm not like the Honeymooners or the Odd Couple, but I know some Brady.
I got some questions. You know who's supposedly a Brady Bunch? Hey, John.
Who's that? Hey.
Scott DePace is supposedly a Brady Bunch expert.
Really?
Oh, what a fruit.
That's what someone told me.
That was a great show. Come on.
Yeah, but why would you learn that before the Honeymooners?
Well, because I wasn't alive in the 50s.
Gary told
neither was
me,
I, dude. It was on every fucking night.
Gary told me that you even knew the name you knew Sam the Butcher's last name.
Yeah.
Because that's never been mentioned in a show.
One episode.
It was on the architectural papers because the maid was building a house or something. And
No, he was redoing the butcher shop, and Alice thought he was going to propose to him.
Right.
So the thing was, they were in the den, and the thing fell off, and it said Sam Franklin on it. It's the only time that you knew.
Yeah, Franklin.
Sam Franklin.
When you get,
how do you become such an obsessed fan that you would know that?
I have no idea. I was in the Brady Bunch fan club. At the same time, I was in the Kiss Army, so I was kind of a confused child.
Were you the president of the?
No.
Fred, what year? Give me the date and year you were born. He'll tell you.
7/9/55.
I can't start in 55. I do 56.
I know. I bet
I told you he wouldn't know mine.
I bet he'll know
Wait
mine.
a second.
I know yours.
But this
though.
is what Will said about you. He said,
Yours
you
is
know-
a Rosemary Clooney song. I know that because I looked it up.
But Gary's been screaming about how great you are, and Will said, "Hey, I was on the phone with this guy, and every time I asked him, he goes, I can't do that."
I bet he'll know
I
mine.
started in 56.
All right, do Artie.
I bet he'll know mine.
What is it?
October 11th, 1967.
So 1067 was Aquarius. Let the sun shine in. Yeah.
There you go.
Let the sun shine in.
Yeah.
Aquarius.
Fifth dimension.
Fifth dimension.
Yeah.
Summer of Love is when I was born.
Right.
You know what's
That's
cool?
good.
You know what's cool about your skill?
What's that?
We don't even know if you're right.
That's right.
Well, that's like I have a similar thing where if you from the last half of this century, from 49 to now,
Right.
you give me a year, I'll give you the two teams in the World Series and who won.
1983.
In 1983, the Orioles beat the Phillies.
Wow. Now, how do you learn something like that?
You know what, Howard? It's like he's saying. For some reason, I know. Like I haven't seen The Honeymooners in a long time, but when I see an episode, I can do it verbatim. It's like locked into my head.
And you didn't try this; it just happened.
I didn't try to. I don't know. And I wasn't born in 1949. I used to read books about baseball.
Wow, you retain the information. It's unbelievable.
From 49 till now, and a lot of time, and that happened to be in 5 games. In a lot of years, I could tell you how many games.
Wow. So 52.
52. The Yankees beat the Dodgers.
Wow.
And how many games?
Probably 7 games.
Wow. I have like a weird little skill, actually. Name any year, and I'll tell you the following year. So, for example, Fred, what year were you born?
1955.
That would be 56.
That's awesome.
You're right, sir.
You know what, Benji? What about you? When were you born?
When were you born?
71.
No, you weren't. But anyway,
What week?
Give me your birthday.
What was that?
71. It's 9/24/71.
9/24/71
was Black and White 3 Dog Night. That's a good one.
3 Dog Night, black and white.
That's a good one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wonder if we could check that.
You go to the Joel Whitburn site. It's all over.
Will, what was your birthday?
2/15/78.
You're the one that I want from Greece, from John Travolta. Louis
Wow.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's funny when people know shit.
Were
Like
you
that.
ever?
Now this-
What, Will?
That's a different answer than he gave me yesterday.
That's not true.
Johnny Mathis.
Is it?
Johnny Mathis wasn't on the charts. in
No,
78.
Too Much, Too Little, Too Late was, but it was the month after.
Oh, so you were wrong yesterday.
I guess so. It's a mess in there. It's a Rolodex of useless knowledge.
I'm trying to think of a good Brady Bunch one.
Here, I got some off the internet. I'll ask you some Brady Bunch stuff.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, first I'll let you do Jeff the drunk. He's very anxious. Jeff, go ahead. What's your birthday?
Yeah, can you do my date?
Sure.
Do you actually know the answer, Jeff, or you don't?
No, I
All right, go ahead. What's your birthday?
5267.
Something stupid. Frank and Nancy Sinatra, 5267.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
very
go. It
good.
fits.
It's appropriate.
No.
All right, Jeff. Thank you.
Something stupid. That's my theme song.
It's great. That's something lazy.
Scott, are you a Brady Bunch fan?
It's just something at college.
You're
we used to
a
do
goof.
for a drinking game, you asshole.
Oh, just drink.
It's a drinking game.
Just drink is right. What do you need a
Drink, you
game for?
fag.
What do you need a game to drink? I just drink.
You would get really
What
drunk.
was Sam's last name?
All right, wait, Scott, ask a question.
All right, what was the mascot for the
Raquel,
high
the
school?
goat.
Raquel,
Yeah,
the goat.
It was Raquel.
Drink.
Okay.
Saved him in his bedroom, and the goat went, and Carol was showing the house, and
So
All
that means
right.
Scott has
and
to
then the
drink.
hilarity.
What was the
ensued
name
after
of the
that.
cat that Bobby saved?
Pandora.
Oh, got it.
What was the name
it
of
was
the first?
Millicent in that episode. Remember, he was in the burned out house, and Millicent played by who?
Jeez. I don't
Melissa
know
Sue Anderson from Little House on the Prairie.
You got to drink, Scott.
stuff.
Every time you get one wrong, you have to put an
See,
ugly
that's
shirt
Also,
on.
the first girl
She-
that Bobby kissed.
What a punishment. You have to drink.
Yeah. Every time you get one wrong, you have to put an ugly shirt
Oh,
on.
let's see you have.
No,
you
that's a
wouldn't
good
drink like
question.
that.
The Pandora one. Most people don't know.
Scott,
that.
here's
That's
one.
good.
What's the name of the first guy you fucked?
All right, wait. What was the name of the detergent that you did the commercial for?
Oh well, there was Safe and Best.
damn.
There were two actually.
Good. Let's get back to the World Series shit. Something for the guys.
Go get a cupcake, Artie.
What was the
No, that's
name?
good stuff. That's impressive. though,
I got
that
a
you
couple
know.
for you.
All
We
right.
got off the internet.
Okay.
What was the name of Jan's imaginary boyfriend?
Oh, Glass.
George
Philip-
Glass.
George Glass.
George
thank
Glass.
You.
I knew
Yeah,
that.
How do
that's
you
a good
know
one.
that?
I'll tell you what. When he said, I happen to know, see that.
Oh, fan.
Good one, right?
We call you.
Let me tell you something. I don't consider myself an expert, but George Glass.
George Glass.
She looks at the glass and she thinks of it.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the name of Cindy's favorite doll, which Bobby...
Kitty Carryall.
Wow.
I knew that too.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Jeez, I don't know any of these. I'm so proud of myself.
I don't remember.
Maybe I should take more time to answer it. I'm looking,
You guys were older.
I didn't...
I watched it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't retain any of it.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Go ahead, Richard.
Can I tell him my birthday real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
April 1st, 1974.
474. You ain't seen nothing yet, BTO.
Nope. Blue Suede, Hooked on a Feeling.
But was it a week after?
Uh-oh. No, it was
I'm usually
April
off by
1st.
a week or two. All right. Well, there you go. I'm wrong.
It's still impressive.
Yeah, it was close.
All right.
What was the name of the bully who teased Cindy about her list?
That was Buddy Hinton.
Buddy Hinton.
Wow.
And Peter knocks him
Can
out.
I yell out? I knew
All right, I'll ask you first, Scott. We'll see how you do. All right. Carol Brady had a boyfriend in college who came to visit her. What was his
Tank.
name?
Very good.
All
He's
right.
good.
All right.
Jeez,
I'm
who
impressed.
knew we had him back there?
Right? You don't need me. I can just go home now.
All right, I'm going to skip to the hard ones. You ready?
All right.
What is the name of the dentist that Marsha swore she'd marry one day?
Oh, jeez.
All right.
I
Now,
don't
wait a
got
second.
it.
Can you answer this one? What was Tank's last name? Remember? It was Tank Gates.
No.
Right,
I didn't know that.
Do you know this one, dude?
I don't know. Who's the
Dr.
dentist?
Vogel, right?
That's right. Dr. Vogel.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right,
I'll
remember?
drink. I'll drink.
Remember it was Mrs. Marcia Dentist, and she envisions them getting married. And
How many times did you watch each episode to get this good?
Friday night, 8 o'clock. It was just like clockwork every
Something
week.
you'd watch all the
Had
time.
no life.
And
yeah.
you saw the reruns and everything.
Of course, sure.
All right, here, I'll ask Scott first. What was the name of the quarterback who dated Marsha in order to steal Greg's playbook for the big game?
Phil Packer?
Warren Mulaney. He's at the top of my crumb list, the bottom of my crumb list, and every crumb in between.
Who's Phil Packer?
It says here Jerry Rogers.
Packer, actually.
And Phil Packer's the name of the dude you dated.
It says you're both wrong.
No, that was something.
Jerry Rogers.
I don't know.
Warren Mulaney.
I remember the episode.
Okay.
All right, Greg and his teammates steal the rival school mascot. Oh, he did that one.
Yeah, Raquel.
Okay. Who played the role of the minister who married Carol and Mike Brady?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know
Who
that.
played the role?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not
the first
real.
episode.
All right, forget that
It's
one.
horrible.
When did
Oh, the first episode? Wait. Is it
I can picture the guy. I don't know his name.
Is it Artie Johnson?
Nope.
No.
Dabbs Greer.
Oh, forget it.
I wouldn't know that.
All right. Okay, when did the first episode... who gives a shit about
1969.
that? That is correct. Wow.
Name 3 celebrity athletes who were on the show.
Oh, that's good. Joe Namath, Wes Parker, and who would a third one be?
Deacon Jones.
Oh, Deacon Jones. That's right.
Don
Deacon
Drysdale.
Jones. That's good.
And Don
Drysdale. That's right. Yeah.
Wes Parker was the first baseman for the Dodgers, right?
All right, here's
Exactly.
a tough one.
Asshole.
What is the name of the man who Alice dated other than Sam the Butcher?
Oh, the guy Mark Millard.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Wow. Impressive.
Well, you're not so impressive, Scott.
Is there a way to make money with this information?
Absolutely not.
What was-
Not a chance.
All right, you want to go to ridiculously hard category?
Wait, can I throw one out there?
Throw it out.
What was in the game show that Cindy was playing? What was the answer that everyone knew?
Oh,
except
Baton
for-
Rouge. Baton Rouge. Sure. Yeah.
All right.
When they go to Hawaii,
Yeah.
Taboo.
the taboo
It
thing.
was a 3-part episode.
Right. What was the thing that happened to Bobby?
Well, they found the tiki idol
Right.
and it brought him bad luck. So,
So
Bobby
what was
almost
what
got-
was the bad luck? Yeah,
he had the thing crawling up on him, and then
Spider, right.
Alice sprained her whatever,
Right, he's right.
doing the hula thing, and then Greg wiped out surfing.
And name 2 celebrities in that episode.
Vincent Price and well, I don't know who was the other one.
The Hawaiian.
Oh, Don Ho. Sure, yeah, very
He ain't a celebrity.
Don Ho, marginal celebrity.
What is it about the Brady Bunch, do you think, that really attracted you to the show? I mean, you have to admit it's a dumb kind of show, but why did you love it so much?
I wanted to be one of the, part of the family. I was an only child, so I was lonely, I think.
It's the ideal. You know what? It's almost like why people liked Friends. I think you wanted to be. I think a kid wanted to be in that family because it was
Yeah.
the ideal family, and I think a bunch of people.
You wanted to be in that family too?
I mean, as a kid.